Hello students, welcome back to English class. The poem The Geography Lesson is written by Zulfikar Ghosh, a famous poet and novelist. The Geography Lesson is a 24-line single stanza poem that does not have any rhyme scheme. In this poem, Ghosh talks about three things. Firstly, how everything looks from the sky. Secondly, how civilization was set up. And lastly, why people ate each other. The poet says that when he sees the city from a jet, he finds that the cities are not well planned. Let us discuss the detailed summary of this poem. When the jet sprang into the sky, it was clear why the city had developed the way it had. Seeing it scaled 6 inches to the mile, there seemed an inevitability about what and ground had looked haphazard, unplanned and without style when the jet sprang into the sky. Inevitability that cannot be avoided. Haphazard without plan or order. The poet says when the jet sprang, the second form of the spring, here it means lifted off in the sky. It was clear the poet understood why the city had developed the way it had. Because everything looked so small that a mile seemed to be like 6 inches. Everything looks small from above. It became inevitable, that is certain, that everything developed unplanned, without style and without any principle of an organization on the ground. The poet repeats the first line when the jet sprang into the sky, that is, he saw all this when the airplane was in the air. When the jet reached 10,000 feet, it was clear why the country had cities where the rivers ran and why the valleys were populated. The logic of geography that land and water attracted man was clearly delineated when the jet reached 10,000 feet. Delineated, shown. In the second part, the poet says that when the plane reached 10,000 feet in the sky, the poet came to know why the cities of countries are located near the rivers and also the valleys are so populated. Next, the poet provides the logic of geography, which is clearly delineated, that is depicted. The reason that made the people settle is an unorganized way. According to poet, land and water, which are the lifeline and the reason for our survival attracted by the early humans, the land here refers to the green land on which we cultivate food and make the shelter. The poet repeats the line when the jet aeroplane reached 10,000 feet to tell that he came to know about all this only when the aeroplane was 10,000 feet up in the sky and he could see land and water. When the jet rose 6 miles high, it was clear the earth was round and that it had more sea than land, but it was difficult to understand that the men on the earth found causes to eat each other, to build walls across the cities and to kill. From that height, it was not clear why. In the third part, the poet says that when the aeroplane was at the height of the round 6 miles, it became clear that the earth is round and that it has more sea, here it means water, than land. According to poet, he could not understand why people ate each other on earth. Why we built walls, here it means borders, across city, here it means countries, and kill each other. At such a height, the poet sees a single earth and wonders why people are divided. He could not understand. In this poem, the poet had described the scene of a city from a jet. He finds that cities are not neatly planned